Hey guys, it's Matt Major from Growth Mode Content. Welcome to Good News York. I was going to say what day it is. I genuinely don't know.
It's Wednesday.
What day. Oh.
Yeah, I got you.
Feels like, I don't know. I have nothing funny to say here. That's how fucked up I am. Guys, we've got some fun topics to talk about. And behind the scenes, we're trying some new tech stuff to make the show a little more efficient and things of that nature. So I'm kind of excited to see how that goes.
Yeah,
today for episode
we've made it easier to cut clips on the fly, but eventually we're gonna be live soon.
Do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah, that's gonna be soon, but we don't really have a set time on that yet. But that way we can interact. That sounded dirty. Interact with viewers and listeners, which I love that aspect. You know, we haven't done that. We did it backwards. Remember when we started, we were live, and then we realized, why the hell are we putting this much pressure on ourselves when we're still trying to build this thing? So we went to recording, and now we'll be live at some point.
We'll do it live.
What you got today, buddy?
Well, we got a bunch of different things, man. So the first thing I want to jump into was this video that I discovered a little while ago. It's a person on TikTok.
Okay.
And this woman and her fiance, husband, I'm not sure, are from the UK. You'll clearly hear their accent.
Love it.
They live in the United States now, I believe, in the Boston area, but they are very into traveling and checking out different parts of the United States that aren't, the most, aren't like Disneyland,
Right.
And I discovered them because they recently took a trip to the Adirondacks.
Oh, I saw this. You said that.
Yeah, they made a number of videos about how great it was and how great the time was. And, as Good News York, I couldn't think of anything that was more good or more positive for our Empire State than somebody like this who was coming here and experiencing it for the first time. And it's awesome. So
it's almost it gives them more clout that not only are they not from upstate New York, but they're from a different country, because I think we are, as Americans and upstate New Yorkers, we are so bad at appreciating what we have and not realizing how good we have it in many ways that we won't get into. But so when you hear somebody from another country come, especially to a place that's not exactly talked about a lot, like the Adirondacks or upstate New York, you're like, oh, wow, you know what? This lady's right. Bloody hell, she's right.
It just, like I said, it just sells the point. I think you're absolutely right, buddy.
Yeah.
So let's take a look.
Okay.
She is now back in Boston in this particular video. She's just giving a little recap of her trip to New York.
And she lives in Boston?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not an expert.
What's her address?
Yeah. I don't know.
Boston. I'm going to do a debrief of my Adirondack and upstate New York trip.
Make sure that audio.
Firstly, I want to say
button's
hello
clicked.
to anyone that's following me now from upstate New York. I have loved how passionate you've been and all your feedback, all your help. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I live in Boston, just so you know. I travel around as much as I possibly can. It's a huge passion of mine. And I take you all with me, and you all seem to love it. Okay, a common theme that keeps happening to me, and we just need to go there, okay, is every time that I say I'm going somewhere, and yeah, albeit I am choosing out-of-the-box type places.
This is the part that I love people to hear.
The upstate New York
I'm just
trip was
entranced
to
by her
Michigan.
accent.
And every single time I go to places, I'm getting asked by people in the comments, like, why on earth did you choose to go there? I even had it when I went to Charleston, South Carolina. Stop underestimating yourself and where you live. There is beauty in all these places. I am so happy with all of my choices. Let's just start there. Why did I choose upstate New York? Because I'd heard it's beautiful. And I live in Boston, and it was a drivable place that we could go to. It would feel like a remote type trip. The Labor Day weekend,
I love her
and
perspective.
we wanted to take our dogs and do some nature stuff. We love hikes, we love walking. The Adirondacks is obviously great for that. But why would you not, again, like I said this about Michigan, why not? Why wouldn't you go there? It's absolutely stunning. It was such a beautiful trip. Another thing that kept happening to me is,
can you pause this for just a second?
I think I've got my itinerary down, you've all helped me with the best place.
So we're going to watch just another minute or so of this because I just think it's phenomenal. Again, it just speaks to your point. We don't know how good we have it here. And when you see someone, an outsider's perspective, coming here, I just hope this clicks for everybody. Like what we have, to me, specifically the Adirondacks have always been my favorite place on earth. And the fact that we have them, for us a little over an hour away's drive is everything to me. But, to find a stranger come and discover our land is pretty cool.
It dawned on me how great we have it when my band years ago played in Mason City, Iowa. Okay. And if you don't know anything about Iowa other than corn, that's all you need to know. Yeah. It was genuinely corn and open fields for hundreds and hundreds of miles. When we saw a building, we were like, civilization. So when we got back, and every day I take a trip from Ithaca to Syracuse and back.
Sure.
We have those beautiful mountains, fall foliage. You got to love that. And it made me realize, man, I never realized how lucky we are in that aspect.
There's one other point that I want you to hear from this young lady, who, by the way, her name's Juliet, which is my daughter's name, so it's kind of like a
Juliet. Special
place in my heart. But she's going to talk about something else, I think, in just a moment here that I want to listen to.
I am definitely mistaken, because when the comments come pouring in, when you all see my videos, you're recommending a million other places that weren't even on the map for me, and I don't have time for them all. People get upset because I haven't gone to some of the places that love your recommendations. And what I do with all the other comments that I can't get to is I save them down. Even share a picture of my
Also, this is just a note for aspiring content creators.
All the places that I saved down from Massachusetts.
Grab your phone on your way to work and make a video.
I love it.
That's all it is.
But
That's all it
Ollie
takes.
starts to get a little bit annoyed with me because if there's stuff near me, I want to get to it.
This is what audio should sound like on AirPods.
Ends up happening is I get really overwhelmed with how amazing this country is, and then that just turns from anxiety into gratitude. And I end up just feeling
this was not the part that I was sorry. I thought it was coming up next.
And
this is why we have a remote editor.
I do a lot of gratitude yaps and stuff like that. I'm extremely grateful for my life and the opportunity to live here. But what I've got access to, look at what is available here, even in the places that you don't necessarily think are the top spots for beauty, are still.
All right, you can pause this, Danny. If you want, buddy, just click on her profile, and if you don't mind scrolling back a little bit, she's got a couple other videos she made in the Adirondacks, and I just think it's great because just seeing people discover these things, and that's just kind of another. As much as I love New York and I'm an advocate for exploring that, explore everywhere.
Yeah.
Like what? As cool as it is to see these things in videos.
Tell everyone what we're doing.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, we just started the Cobble Hill Trail.
We're going with the dogs. This is a very dog-friendly hike. And Ollie is in shorts. You must be freezing your titties off. So far.
Titties.
Arthur's doing this one. Slowly but surely. As much as I love living in Boston,
so
I love getting away.
We don't have to go through all these, but I recommend you do. We're obviously going to tag this. She's got a number of videos where she shows great things in the Adirondacks.
She is
and also,
lovely.
Just in general, she's kind of I guess you'd say, a travel vlogger.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of other places in the United States that she and her fiance are checking out and making some cool videos. But one of the thing that I wanted to get to, and it's in one of those videos. She makes a very big point to recognize the gratitude of the upstate New Yorkers and how welcoming all of them were to her surprise when she visited the Adirondacks.
Well, if you've ever been to New York City, New York is known, and it's well documented, everybody's pissed off because everything you have to do in New York that you would do anywhere else, you got to add extra 30 minutes. You want to go to the grocery store? Well, now you got to take a train. You got to. So, and you've also learned, stay out of people's business. Just walk straight. They don't realize that upstate it's a whole different lifestyle.
Yeah, man. And I, here's the thing. People in the city, I don't even think they're pissed off. It's just that they're fast paced. You know what I mean? And
you have to have something.
And a lot of folks aren't even necessarily mad or rude in the city, but they're not just bubbly and friendly.
No.
And they
got to catch a train.
When you come upstate, especially to these places in the Adirondacks that live on tourism and live on visitors and things. It's not like New York City where there's all these people are in my way.
You're right.
It's we love you here and we want to help celebrate what's beautiful about our area. And
Nobody wants to say hello when they're like, I just got pissed on by a homeless person. You know what I mean? They're in a different world. It's what I also love about Juliet is not only did she choose upstate, she went upstate because, we've talked about this before. People down in the city or that don't know anything about New York, they go 40 minutes outside of the city and they think they're upstate, which, okay, technically they are, but we know there's more up here than just trees and bears.
Or there's not. Like, that's literally the whole reason you go to the Adirondacks.
Sure.
Because there's nothing but trees and bears.
Right, in the Adirondacks, yeah.
That's why we come here. So,
I love it.
Yeah, great. Check her out. Like I said, all of her videos are just non-controversial. They're not risque. They're just heartwarming and good content.
And you know what the sad part is? I guarantee there's trolls that fuck with her because that's just what people do.
Well, yeah, it's the internet.
They take the nice things and they ruin them. I love her accent for obvious reasons. It's beautiful. I've always loved the British accent. I want to ask you something.
It's such a gift to be in America with somebody like that because we are just instantly enamored. We're
Yes.
always talking about social media, the greatest hooks. You get somebody with an accent like that, you're instantly like, what?
Oh.
Wait, what's happening?
Well, yeah.
And it's just the way they talk. 'Cause
You can save up
where
to
they
50
grew up.
pounds per person. Like, you just take them more serious. But when my first kid was born, my daughter, I said to my wife, I said, can we just talk to our daughter in a British accent and see if she grows up? Now, my wife, not being any fun, said no. But do you think that would work? That'd be a great social experience.
Bro.
But not to the other kid.
I would just love to see
It would take a lot of
how two parents could commit to that bit
Oh, you
and do it justice.
your diaper's full of shit, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like, and then the
But,
other
like,
kid
what
would
happens
just
when you
like,
break
hey,
hair?
get off, stop running up and down the stairs.
What happens when your kid sees you at the store interacting with the clerk and like
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
you gotta play it up all. You gotta do it with the teachers.
It would be a very large. Oh, that's right. The teachers, you'd have to get them in on it. It'd be a large commitment. It'd be even better if you get crazy. So the first kid you do British, the other kid you do a Southern accent.
You could just
Stop running up and down stairs.
It might be easier just to move to England and have a child.
Yeah, I know, but I hate flying over water.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Take a boat. You feel better in a boat? At least then you don't crash into the water.
I don't know. I refuse to go on a cruise.
What?
Never. Oh my God. You, Matt, if you told me right now, hey buddy, I'm going to give you a week off and I'm going to pay for it for you to go on a cruise with your wife, my wife and I would say, go fuck yourself. I don't want to be stuck in the middle of the ocean with people that could potentially be annoying and gross and drunk, and I just, you can't get away. And then if you've ever seen that, did you see
Those
that?
things are the size of a city.
A really shitty city.
No, like the fanciest city you've ever been to. It's all like
not-
high-end fixtures and
Well,
luxury.
you watch that train wreck series on Netflix about the cruises. That'll help you lean towards my side, man. People were pooping in bags when they got.
Life was
they had to
better
wait-
without documentaries. I'm just gonna put it out there.
You know what? I'll hop on that. I'll agree with you there. They do ruin everything.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you like? Here's a documentary on why it's shit.
One person had a shit in a bag on a cruise ship, and suddenly the whole industry's no good.
It was actually multiple people, and it's not just that
By
story.
choice.
I don't want to be stuck in the middle of the ocean because if something goes wrong, you're there for a long time.
I mean,
But
they
anyway.
don't go to you don't take a trip to Australia where you're literally hundreds of thousands of miles away from land anywhere. You're going from Florida to a Caribbean island to what? There's people that swim that distance.
If the boat breaks down,
The Coast
between
Guard
them,
comes and gets you.
That is days. These people were dragging mattresses out onto the deck because the rooms were so hot. None of the air conditioning was working. It was a disaster.
You can just go swimming.
You can't, or the sharks will eat you.
There's a pool on the deck.
I'm out of here with this. I'm not. I refuse to go on a cruise. I'll
love
do
it.
anything
Wow.
else. I'll go on a Jet2 holiday and save 50 pounds per person.
Kevin Smith has a View Askew Clerks themed cruise where they're going to be doing a lot of live podcasts and things. I was going to get us all tickets, but
I'm not going.
I guess just Danny and I are going.
I'll just FaceTime me if you're still.
That's
alive.
wild.
I hate it.
Dude, I've been on a couple of cruises in my life, but when I was younger, I went as a teenager with my parents. I would love to go again, honestly, because it's like the greatest vacation ever because You can be super active if you want. If you want to sightsee, you want to do all these different things, you could do that. Or if you just want to lay around and drink, also an option.
When I was drinking, that's what I would have done.
You know what I mean?
But
there's live entertainment, there's nightclubs, there's
bags to poop in, there's ocean to swallow you whole to never be seen again. I can't. I'm sorry. I'm
wild.
yucking your yum.
It's okay. It's okay.
You
More
got
fun for me.
You got anything else that you want to chat about? I got a couple things.
Oh well, shit. Let's hear it.
Well, so yesterday on the show we talked about we talked about Garth Brooks. We'll get to that in a second. But we were talking about what the hell was the other thing we were talking about? It had to do with SNL. No. What were we talking about? I'm blanking out now. Hold for edit. Danny, what were we
Actually, you know what? Hold on. Because you just made me think of something. Since you mentioned SNL, I got to ask you, bro.
Yeah.
Who is the worst SNL cast member of all time?
Oh, my God. That's a loaded-ass question. Well, listen, as you know...
And here's the thing. One of the reasons that I ask you is you're a fan. You're not one of these folks who has always been trending to go, SNL, it was never fun.
No.
Those assholes... No.
I don't think, up until the last 2 seasons, I stopped watching because I became jaded. That's a different story. But I don't think before then, I don't think I missed an episode since like 1994.
So who was the worst?
Okay, well, so there's a couple factors, right? Because like off the top of my head, Jay Moore, Gilbert Godfrey, Chris Elliott, Robert Downey Jr., Jim Brewer, those are all names that get tossed around as the worst, but all of those guys I just said had pretty brilliant careers otherwise. Like Chris Elliott's actually, he was not good on the show. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried was one-of-a-kind type comedian. It's kind of like Lars Ulrich, not a great drummer, but he's perfect for Metallica. It was backwards for them. Not great on SNL, but they had brilliant careers otherwise. Look, a lot of people will go with Jenny Slate because she's the one that said the F word and got canned after like being on there for 6 months. But I got to tell you, off the top of my head, the one that comes to mind for me has to be that Victoria Jackson. Anytime she was in the 90s, she actually turned into a nutbag, so it actually makes me feel better about this decision. She never really had a feature character, and if she did, I don't remember it, so what does that tell you? But she was just kind of there.
What? I vaguely...
She had a very high-pitched voice, blonde hair, and there's a reason why you vaguely have a memory, because she...
Yeah.
And the reason I'm choosing her is...
A real mousy voice.
Yes. The reason I'm choosing her is, I'm not attacking her personally. I don't know her. But I just think
You
anything...
said she was a nutbag.
Well, she is now. She's like turned into a political weirdo. But she was just she never had like a main character. She always had a bit part. Her voice was kind of annoying. And then for the reason that you just said, which is, wait, what did she do? But the last reason I chose her was she was there for a while. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy to pick the people that are there for 1 or 2 seasons as the worst, right? Because they were only on there. But when you have someone who was like there and you're always like, why are they there?
So I'm with you,
actually
on that. I know exactly what you mean, because some of those folks that you mentioned, I hadn't even heard of. You know what I mean? And I guess you could say, yes, the worst person is one of these people that was on in 3 sketches and they sucked and they got cut or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. To me, I'm thinking of the worst of the ones folks know, or even the people that maybe you'd say they're overrated. I think is probably a fair. To me, I don't know, this might be a shocker. I find Chris Kattan to be...
You know what? I knew you were...
I just can't stand him. Shit ain't funny.
I was always on the fence with him because I just thought outside of a few sketches, I was just, again, his voice annoyed me. I didn't think he was that funny when he'd get interviewed. But dude, when he did Mr. Peepers, the monkey, and he would eat the apple and he would jump.
All right.
And then he did this one character where he was a coach that just didn't speak clearly. So he would rev his team up and they couldn't understand what he was saying. He'd be like, so you go out there, you got it in a hot, you got it in a tampon. And the people were like, what?
So it's like a bit they stole from The Water Boy.
Maybe. Sure. I don't know if it was pre-Waterboy or not. So
or
those
wrote for The Water Boy. That's
one
one of their deals.
Those 2 characters for me he got him off that list for me. But I get it. It's a respectable answer. I also think that cast was so amazing. They all kind of lifted each other up. You know?
I agree with that.
I
agree with that. Who's the best? Who was
the best?
in your opinion? Who was the best Saturday Night Live cast member?
I'm gonna go chalk here. I mean, this is low hanging fruit. Will Ferrell to me is just
all right.
King.
All right,
King.
That's fair.
King.
That's
not
fair.
Not one thing he was ever in was not funny to me. And again, this is subjective. There's probably people out there, I'm sure, that'll think he's not funny for some.
Yeah, you know what? I think there's some folks that are in the camp, they just can't stand Will Ferrell. I am with you that I think the dude is just
he's
just
amazing.
the best.
He's the king.
But I will have to say that I believe my all-time favorite, best SNL cast member, one of the best comedians that ever lived, was Chris Farley.
Oh.
And to me, he's
how do you argue?
He's on the Mount Rushmore.
I mean, of course he's on the Mount Rushmore list. He was a one-of-a-kind performer. But if you listen to the way that former cast members still speak of him this day, it was more than just who he was on stage and on camera. I mean, it was who he was off.
Yeah.
He was always on. Always on.
Right. Always
funny and a tortured soul like most comedians. So, I mean, Chris Farley is he's probably the GOAT, though. Just given what he brought pop culture-wise and what he did for that show and the way he did it, his style, but also the mark he left behind, his legacy, which is, legacies, like Phil Hartman was amazing. And after he died, his legacy does still live on. But you say Chris Farley to any generation, even the younger generations, they're like, fuck yeah, So there's something to be said about that.
Remember Phil Hartman, man? You remember Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy back in the day?
I love that you...
All those old school...
So you went to Ilion High School. I went to Herkimer. Class of 2000 was my year, and they used to let you put in your favorite quote. What's your quote?
Yeah, I got you. Your yearbook.
Mine was a Jack Handy quote.
Okay.
And I'm going to fuck it up because I wasn't ready for this, but it was basically, I don't think people should be judged... No, I don't think dogs should be judged by their size because I think Chihuahuas would be very upset. That's what I chose. I'm sure there were better ones, but...
Classic Mike.
Yeah. So I'm sure if people read that now and they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? But I loved Jack Handy. There's actually, speaking of Garth Brooks, and this is where I was kind of going to go. There was something else, but then I wanted to tie in the Garth Brooks. And
when Garth Brooks was a musical act on Saturday Night Live, 17 women died. Is that what you're tell me?
We should look into it.
Yeah.
Actually, there is an SNL sketch that I haven't checked in a while, and things have with social media.
He actually Kool-Aided the entire cast party, and they were never heard from again.
I know. He's a killer. But there's an SNL skit that I can't find. If anyone is watching or listening and can find this and send it to us, I will forever. I'll do something. I'll give you some sort of gift.
What is it?
There was just this random throwaway sketch because one thing I learned, I was on SNL actually a couple times.
Yeah.
And there's a process where skits get cut.
Sure.
And they kind of the back end of the episode is where when they do the test show before, when they do the dress rehearsal, what doesn't do well enough goes at the end.
Yeah.
There was
You've never seen the show. That's very obvious.
Right. You don't have to be on it to know that.
It's the D-list shit is on, 5 minutes before 1 a.m.
But sometimes the D-list shit to me is some of the hidden gems.
I'm with you.
And there was a sketch, and when I look it up, because I think Garth Brooks was on a couple times, but there was this one sketch where they're in a movie theater, and Jim Brewer's in the sketch, I remember specifically. And they get trapped in this movie theater. Like, they lock the doors so they can't leave, and they have to watch the movie.
Okay.
And they start freaking out. And the ladies, over the thing, there's like a theme song that's like, thank you for coming to blah. We hope you enjoy the movie. The doors are locked from the outside. And they're like, no. I'm not giving it justice, but I absolutely love it. So if anyone can find the Garth Brooks SNL skit where they're in the movie theater, I will forever be indebted to you.
Yeah, it sounds great.
It sounds great. Yeah. I'm actually going to do a video later about, I was talking to Danny about the couple times I was on SNL. Actually, oh wait, Danny, do you have those handy? Okay. So this is not a flex, okay? I was on SNL.
It's not a flex, the fact that he has them ready or anything.
Well, because I was going to do a thing on SNL.
This almost feels organic.
And then, very natural. No, the reason I'm showing them is because I want you to see how hilarious this is, that when I say I was on SNL, I didn't do very much. The first time I was on, I was just part of this European TRL type sketch with Lindsay Lohan, and it's like a TRL type show in Europe, and I'm in the audience, and so you see me for like 3.2 seconds. But the second time I was on, they asked me to come back. They sent me over the sides, the script, and I shit you not, my character's name was Jersey Shore Douche number 3.
Nice.
I didn't even get 1.
You weren't the first.
No. So here's my career on
Oh yeah,
SNL.
I want to see this now.
I mean, you got to really pay attention. Oh, you're gonna show this one? Okay. So this one you can see me. It's ready to go. Get ready. Here we go. I'm off to the right there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Hold on. Pause that.
As always, there's no audio.
Bro, what kind of? They did some serious makeup. They stepped up your douchiness.
Yeah. You can see me there in the shadow. So we shot that at a bar around the corner. It was a remote shoot, so it wasn't.
Pull back just a hair and see if we can catch him in a better.
The first time I was on, it was an actual live sketch. I was in the studio for. This was shot before the episode, like on a Friday afternoon. And I actually, one of my proudest.
You look
moments,
like that dude in American Pie.
Okay.
The super nerdy dude. What is his name?
Oh, the redheaded kid?
No, the dude that's always got like a Sherman.
Shermanator.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look just like him in that.
I'll take that as a compliment because I was Jersey Shore Douche number 3.
That's
Actually, maybe I was 4. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might have been Jersey Douche 5, to be honest with you. It was not the higher number. But anyway, so we're walking.
We're not the superior
They
douche.
gather us up. They said, we're going to go shoot it now. So we're walking over, and we all get in this elevator together. Right. But they have security with us because, there's famous cast members, certainly not me. And I remember Bobby Moynihan, he was sitting there, and he just goes, man, he goes, 3 years ago, I was watching the show on my couch. And I was like, someday I really wish, I pray that I'm on there. Not only did I not think I would be, but I didn't think I'd be dressed as fucking Snooki. And then he goes, I've done this before, man. He goes, wait till you see what happens. He goes, last time I was dressed as Snooki, we were walking, and he goes, and all these, all these construction workers were going, hey, Snooki! Hey, get over here! And I said something, and I made Bobby Moynihan laugh his ass off. Like, genuinely laugh. And after that day, when someone was like, so how was it? I was like, well, it was great. But honestly, the highlight was making Bobby Moynihan laugh before we even shot anything. And the craziest part, a little peek into the entertainment business, I left that night, drove back to Ithaca, and was bartending for a bunch of snot-nosed college kids and getting peach schnapps poured all over my hands. This like the day after I was just on SNL. And that's just a lesson in, it just
what happens to a Jersey Shore douche.
That's what happens to a Jersey Shore douche. So... But anyway, yeah, we don't have time, but I got stories about the first time I was on because I hung out for 2 days. Oh, is Danny going to pull it up?
What is that?
This is the first time I was on.
It's behind the music?
Oh, you can't skip it. Yeah, so it was a sketch where it was like a European TRL and Lindsay Lohan was the guest. So at the end, you'll see... Like it pans and you just see me in the background with a mohawk kind of clapping.
Nice.
But Instagram doesn't let you
You're
scrub
a solid
it.
extra.
But solid extra. But what was crazy about that night was before I went on. So you rehearse the episode on Friday a couple times, and then you're released for the day. And then Saturday you come back, and during the day you run it again, and then you just hang out till 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is they cut the sketches. So at like 10 o'clock, they post what skits made it in because you do an 8 o'clock show for, they sell tickets to that, and that's a dress rehearsal. So any sketch that anyone wrote is performed. And whatever the audience doesn't laugh at or, Lauren and the producers don't like, at 10 o'clock, they cut. And then for the live show, you only get the best of the best. To me, this skit that I was in kind of sucked. So I'm waiting around thinking, oh, God, 10 o'clock comes. We got some laughs during the dress rehearsal, but I'm like, this is my one chance.
Cut this.
This is my chance. I'm finally on SNL. I've always dreamed of being on SNL. And we made it. And I remember thinking, I don't know how this is happening, but we're on. And I just remember the other extras were like, who cares, dude? We still get paid $250. Like, And I'm thinking, I don't give a shit about the money.
Yeah,
I want to
right.
be on it. My dream my whole life was to be a cast member on SNL. And now I'm on GNY, baby. So I made the cut, but
quite the
didn't
same.
do very much. Didn't do very much in
Do
it.
the best we
But
can.
I was there. Oh, here it comes? Okay.
Here we go.
You got to really pay attention. When you see the bunny come on the screen,
The bunny. He knows right.
oh yeah,
The frame.
the bunny, and then top leftish, you'll see me with a mohawk, Chris Parnell. There's an underrated cast member.
Uh-oh, all of this excitement is giving me the blues.
The blues, we got the blues. Okay, so top right, you see the crowd. I'll have a mohawk. I'm coming. Can't believe I didn't win a Academy Award for this. There you go. And
Oh, there's the bunny.
the bunny, and here's the funny. There I am, right in the back, clapping. Oh,
Wow.
yeah, you blinked. By the way, side note,
Can't
Maya
believe you're not more
Rudolph,
famous.
Maya Rudolph and Fred Armisen were not only so nice, they were hilarious.
That's awesome.
During the what do you call it? The rehearsal, we're all just kind of sitting in between before we run it again. And in character, he wouldn't break it the whole time. Fred Armisen just kept going, "Hey, how you doing? I just flew in from Albany, and boy, are my arms tired. What do you think about that?" And he would hold mics up to us, and we're like answering and trying to be fun, you know. And he walks away, and Maya Rudolph's like, "Sorry, he's trying out a new character that we're writing a sketch for." And I was like, I was just part of his
Process.
trying,
Yeah.
part of his It was quiet. I've got a lot of stories from that, but I'm not going to talk about it.
That's awesome.
Because we'd need a 3-hour show. But yeah, SNL. Man, I love it.
Cool.
Did. Yeah. Really quick before we go. Breaking news before we came on the air. I want to see what you think of this because you're smart. I'm not. Washington Post said that NASA found some sort of rocks on Mars.
I'm sorry. Who did?
NASA.
Who?
Am I saying it wrong? NASA.
There you go.
What'd I say?
He said Nassau.
NASA Coliseum. I saw Kid Rock.
I was like, wait, what?
NASA came out with, they found these rocks, and I'm paraphrasing, obviously. They found these rocks on Mars that are visible to the naked eye that proves chemically or minerally that there was Martian life a long time ago on that, some sort of life on
Like
Mars.
Marvin the Martian?
Proof of life on Mars is basically it.
How? Okay.
We got to read the article, but
All
I
right.
just but I think
We talking like, hold on, because like scientists run fast and loose with this shit, right? You know what I mean?
Oh.
Proof of life is like some cells running around, and when we hear that and we say that, we think like little green men. You know what I mean?
yeah, well, of course, that's what Hollywood made us. That's not.
Like, is there proof? Is there like a dog
Well, I
that
gotta
roam?
read- I
You
gotta
know,
read-
like
this was literally
give me
right.
something tangible that I don't need a microscope.
You were walking in and you were like, "All right, I'm ready to go," and I was like, I put it down, so I didn't read it thoroughly. Apparently, because of the minerals and the chemicals surrounding these rocks, that they could only be produced if there was life forms.
I got you.
I don't know, whatever. Either way, my whole point of this is the fact that proof of life on Mars is such a fucking tiny story compared to what we read every goddamn day is alarming. It's like, oh, there's proof of life on Mars, but hey, check this out. That's awful, and that's changing.
Did you ever watch that movie Don't Look Up?
No, but I keep hearing that it's really good.
Yeah, you should
That was that Netflix release?
I'll leave you on that. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
He doesn't marry a 12-year-old in it, so that's a positive.
That's always good.
Yeah. Actually, just seriously, everyone should watch this.
Do you believe in aliens?
Believe in?
Like, do you think there's other life forms other than us?
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
It just seems. Do I have proof? Absolutely not. But nobody does except for these NASA scientists. But here's the thing: the galaxies, space in general, is so large. It's
Right.
it's almost arrogant to think like,
100%.
oh, there ain't nobody else out there.
You are
It's
correct.
just us. Okay. I'm not saying there's the big green alien heads that you win at the county fair. I'm just saying.
Bro, the government has come close to like straight up admitting it recently. And again, you talk about people not paying attention.
It got swept under the rug.
Like, that was one of their, like, hey, let's distract them from other things and tell them aliens are real. And nobody even blinked.
Nope. This is the world we're living in.
Seriously, it's wild. That's
remember-
why we do good news. We don't cover all the other news that everybody else is talking about, which is horrific.
It is horrific. You remember when those idiots stormed Area 51? There's a documentary about that too, by the way.
I feel like we're a little bit like the orchestra that played as the Titanic went down. You know,
That's what it feels like.
you know. No,
Misinformation, disinformation, ruining the world, but not us because we are Good News York, sponsored by Ads on the Go. GetAdsOnTheGo.com. By the way, we have a guest coming in every episode up until the end of the month.
yeah,
So shout out to Amanda, who has now
our
you know,
booking
taken
queen.
over booking.
Yeah.
Yeah, which has been so great.
Killing it.
So yeah, look for that. We got a lot of guests coming up this month, and that's it for me. What do you got? Anything?
I gotta go home.
All right, well, you do that. We'll see you tomorrow on Good News York.
Peace out.